It's time for another face-off Euro special. We've got Scotland versus England. It's the big one, but which one's going to come up on top? Keep on watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today, it's another special Euro 2020 special, and it's the game that we've all been waiting for. Scotland versus England. I've got two lagers here. Let's go through them. So first, we've got this beer. This is by the Lennox Brewery, and it's called Lennox Lager. Now, Lennox, if you know your Scottish history, is the name of the sort of ancient Scottish name of the area around sort of Dunbartonshire, which also covers Loch Lomond. So if anyone knows your Scottish geography, you should know this. What else does it say here? Brewed on the banks of the River Leven, which is obviously the river that goes through that area in the ancient Scottish province of Lennox. Our beers are handcrafted to traditional recipes. Made from fresh, clean Scottish water, Lennox beers are at their finest when served chilled. So this is a no-nonsense horn brewed. You see that? Horn brewed. So anyone who knows their Gaelic will know that's hand brewed. And it's in a 500ml bottle, 4.9%. So that's representing Scotland. Representing England is this one, Hell's Bells. This is a Hell's Lager. It's by the Winkle Beer Company. Cool name. Winkle Beer are based in sort of Macclesfield, just on the edge of the Peak District. So just about in Cheshire, where I'm based. So I thought this would be a good beer to try. And obviously this one is a Hell's Lager, so brewed to a German recipe basically, and this one's 4.7%. So they're pretty comparable in terms of what they are. They're lagers, both under 5%. Let's crack them open and see which one is going to win. We'll start with the Scottish one because they're the underdogs. So let's start with them first. Pour this one out. This one is a very sort of, so it's very lively. It's a hazy looking, it's obviously an unfiltered hazy sort of lager. Not exactly what you'd expect. You can see there's that haze in there. Very, tiny little sliver of head. Looks a bit weird, really. I mean, that doesn't look like your sort of traditional lager, but obviously it's a craft lager, that one. Let's get the Winkle beers out. You never get tired of saying that word, Winkle. Well, this one's also a little bit darker, but definitely a bit more lively, carbonated. And as you can see from that, that's pretty clear. And you got basically a one finger of head there. So two beers, both look quite different. You wouldn't really this one almost looks like a hazy sort of cloudy cider. This one looks like a traditional lager. Let's see what the aromas are like. So the Scottish one. Yeah, I'm not really picking up much. Smells like lager, really. Sort of biscuity, bready notes, malty. Yeah, smells okay. Let's try the England one. It smells a bit better. There's a little bit more crispness, a bit more citrusy. And it smells, whether it will taste, but it's got that slightly sweeter flavour, a sweeter aroma. Let's get the beers in. Right, let's try them. Scotland first. I mean, that head is pretty gone flat. It doesn't look that promising. I hope it's not something that's happened in the bottle. So, cheers, everyone. Yeah, that's not great. It's got a very sort of strange low levels of carbonation for a lager. It doesn't taste quite right. I'm not even sure if it's correct, because it whether it's something that's happened in the bottle there or what have it. It does say that it's going to be a hazy beer, but it's got this very sort of dull, almost sort of flat taste. It doesn't have that sort of nice malty breadiness. It's just got a very, it's difficult to describe, really. It does taste like a slightly flat lager. Sorry, Scotland, you're not doing too well so far. Let's try Hell's Bells. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit more livelier in terms of the carbonation is more what you expect from a lager. It's much more fresher, cleaner. Got those citrusy notes in it. And it's also got a sort of slightly flowery, sort of floral sort of taste as well. Yeah, I mean, that is by far the better lager. I mean, I did think, we all know that England are going to win tonight. I mean, obviously, you might be watching this after England get beaten 6-0 by Scotland, but I can't see it really. I really can't. But definitely the English lager beats the Scottish one. I'm not sure if that's quite right, but it doesn't taste... It tastes like a flat Tennent's, and, that's a pretty bad flavour, really. So, yes, it's hazy. Yes, it's craft, but it's just a little bit flat and dull, really, in terms of its profile. The Hell's Bells, it tastes like a good Hell's lager from Germany. It's got a nice, clean... But I say it's got a clean taste. It's got good levels of carbonation, and you get a nice sort of malty profile on the first sort of sip when it first goes down, and when that sort of gives way to a much more cleaner, more sort of almost flowery sort of taste with little zestiness of citrus fruits in there, and it's definitely a little bit sweeter in terms of a lager. It's got... I mean, obviously, Hell's beer. I don't drink huge amounts of lager on the channel, although as the summer is here, although it's pretty dull today, as the summer sort of is here, I'm finding that my refreshment levels is I want to drink more lagers, more pilsners than sort of those real hot forward sort of IPAs that I do a lot of reviews on the channel. And so this is, when you start drinking more lager, you start realising how different the beers are from your German lagers, your English brewed lagers, the sort of beers from the sort of Southern Europe beers, like your Spanish, your Portuguese, your Italian sort of beers. They are quite different. This has definitely got a much more sort of aromatic, floral sort of flavour, but it's still pretty good. This one, unfortunately, it's going to go down the sink because I don't like it at all. It tastes flat to me. I don't know whether the conditioning in the bottle's not right. I mean, the best before the 7th of May 2022, so there's a big, there's no reason why it shouldn't. It's just got a very sort of weird, strange flavour. It's just so different. It's not what you expect from lager. It's got almost like a watery sort of, because it hasn't got that carbonation in it to zip it round. It almost has a sort of profile of a sort of, or a mouthfeel, I suppose, of a cloudy cider. Quite dull in terms of its sort of its body and its sort of lack of fizz. Flavour wise, though, it's starting to come through a little bit more. Something a little bit more funky in there, a bit more fermentation, almost a little bit rustic, and dare I say it, more like a sort of slightly an apple sort of flavour in there. But that sometimes is, can be a bit of something's gone wrong with the yeast in terms of, the yeast. Something's gone wrong with the way that it's malt, the malt and the brewing process not quite right, or probably in between when it came out of the vat and into the bottle. So I'm not sure if that's right. Sorry, but Hell's Bells wins. Let's hope England can follow this beer review with a win. I don't know if we want to finish top of the group though, because we'll probably might end up playing Portugal or France. I don't fancy that really. So let's hope that we have a good result tonight. Unbeaten, that's all I really want. And let's show those Scots that we're still the masters. So, hope you enjoyed that video. Hope I haven't insulted too many Scottish people watching. But unfortunately, England wins both the beer and let's face it, they're going to win the football as well. So, until the next one, keep on rocking.